there's a lot of people saying that they want to be recognised by the BAFTAs and by these music arenas and all this stuff, but they're still the white man's constructs. So why are we always trying to be recognised in the white man's kind of constructs, when the kind of aim in my eyes is that you want to celebrate black excellence and create those lanes, so then you don't need to rely on that as a kind of, because in reality, I think you were saying it before, and around, if they wanted to, they could just say, we're taking that shit back. Or if we look at Africa, it's owned by China and other places. So it's like, where's your real power in terms of, like, you know, economically, land-wise, military-wise, all these different things? There is no real power because you're still under these. And I'm not saying that, you know, bun the system completely, because they've done it so beautifully that we're trapped, you know. So, but I am saying that there's still this kind of mindset that you want to be recognized by the same constructs that have put you in that mental asylum, basically. So I'm like, I don't know if anyone else has kind of recognized that, but I'm it's very vivid to me now that I'm seeing it. I'm like, then maybe we shouldn't be wanting to get a BAFTA. You should create your own thing and say, this is our own thing, and we will recognize whoever in this, but it's our own thing. So we don't need to feel like we have to be, they have to make space. It's time now that we started creating our own structures, whether within the system or outside of the system, however people want to do it. But it's why we begging to be in arenas that they constructed that was meant to keep us out originally anyway. I'm not saying me, because I'm half white, half black. I'm not invited to the barbecue, but
to the cookout. Not coming to the cookout.
I'm invited to your one. But half of me isn't, so. But I'm saying.
You know what it is, yeah? I think first of all, before anything else, yeah, the psychology part about it is imperative. Black people have to consciously make an effort to reject pilgrims, Asians, and Arabs, and anybody else in every kind of way, consistently. That's what has to happen. If I'm an artist and I'm putting out art, I validate what that art is. I validate how powerful that art is. I'm not doing it in hope to get an award from a pilgrim. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what's happening. I don't want nothing from you. In fact, all I want from you is the money that you owe me from slavery. Reparations, that's all I want. I don't want nothing from you. So there's no way that I could consciously be creating or making art for a pat on the back from him. Because I'll be telling him, look, you ain't even invited to the party because I ain't invited. You want me here because I've got a following. And that following helps put eyes on your event. As you said, it's their constructs. But fuck your constructs. In fact, it only gets real when we reject their fundings. We don't want your fundings either. We don't want anything from you to where you can say, oh, we're responsible. This happened because we and you took our pee. No, fuck you entirely, because the reality is you need me. I don't need you. Because I'm so conditioned, you've made me think to myself that I create and it only goes where it goes because you give me the the place to put my art.
You give me the gallery.
Right. But what's a gallery without the art?
Exactly. And that is what I'm seeing. It's still kind of slavery, if that makes sense. It's like mental slavery.
It is slavery. It is slavery.
It's like they're not going to take your chains off.
No.
The outcomes you are seeing in society, and they give you the facts, still show you you're a slave in terms of disproportionality.
Look at the £5 note.
What are you going to do? What's on the £5 note for those who
fucking forgot because I ain't got it. I ain't got it.
Nothing but blood, tears and toil.
Yeah.
Is that what it's
That's all you have to
Winston
offer.
Churchill. Which shows you what they using money for.
Your energy.
And that's it.
And you get a no.
Do you know what? Can I say, like, it's funny because obviously you've spoken about the BAFTAs, so whether it be BAFTAs, Oscars, or anything like that, because most of their designs are taken from our things anyway. So whether it be the Egyptians, whether it be other African descendants, whether it be kings, queens, and royalty, or gods, goddesses, actually most of what they use, I know for a fact, I think the Oscars is one, and I think the BAFTAs, is that the one with the masks?
Yeah.
So there's the other one, and even I'll come back to that one again as well. There's another one as well. So when you look at it, it's actually like a redesigned version of statues that we've already had or have within our historical makeup per se. And what they've done is they've whitewashed it. So whatever it was, they're changing it to give it softer features, to give it obviously it just looks like a man that's standing there, but you have to look at the little things that are in their hands. That, do you know what I mean? That they've changed little elements, but it's where they got them from, or coincidentally how similar things look. And then, as you said, like the BAFTAs in itself, mask. We've always seen it as the laughing, crying thing. Mask on, mask off. The reality versus the play, like the acting. And it's ironic, like that one in itself, within society of, look how over the years we've seen all these different stories come out about all these actors and their hidden lives. That in itself that's exactly what the mask is showing. What's hidden and what's shown. But it's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
And that is what most of them do, hide in plain sight. So you're being accoladed for that. It's about your performance. I don't know if you guys have seen the new thing that's going, the trend on TikTok, I think. And it's this challenge. To me, I'll be honest, it creeps me the hell out. Like, I think it's weird. And I'm stating this as fact, my fact anyway. The only video I have seen is only white women in this video. Yeah?
It's not the one where they're crying.
It scares the shit out of me. And they're crying. If you haven't seen it, for anyone that hasn't seen it, they are crying. They are crying. And I'm talking about some of them are busting real tears.
Yeah.
Eyes red, face looking, and then all of a sudden the music changes and they stop.
You stop crying.
And they're either smirking or they're just, and basically within the 20, 30 seconds or however long it is, it's just to show you how good their acting skills are, basically, of the fact that they can cry and then to stop. But there's one particular girl as well that got me, and she does like this smug grin after. And I just thought, do you know what? That, and the fact that instantly in my head, and I can't just say it as a black woman, but as a person, I just thought to myself, shit. There's another girl that's worse than her. She pop up, busts tears, and then just stops. There's one that says, like, she's pretending it's her parents, and she's like, oh my gosh, I hate you, and then just.
But you know what? Yeah.
But I was gonna say.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, when we go back to like the original stuff of having these award shows and whatever, you gotta remember the programming where understood all these things are distractions. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I give it up for art because that's what we are. We are artistic beings, and we're programmed to kind of block out our artistic self and expression. But I all think all these programs all these awards are the distractions.
Yeah,
Do you understand? That's what I think it is, and I think
because we're no longer doing. They've weaned us out of doing it for the right reasons, and the right reasons are always just for ourselves. So if we like I was saying, if you're an artist and you paint, the paint you're doing it. But if someone happens to like it, great.
Yeah.
If someone says, do you know what? Can I have it? I'll pay for it, and you choose to sell it.
Yeah, you sell it.
Great, because you appreciate
Yeah.
what I've done. But for
But
you to
but
paint
remember, this is the
purposely
system.
for them to get the money.
Yeah.
Remember, no artist just gets all the money.
It reminds me of something. The Colosseum. Because the Romans used to celebrate people. This was their entertainment, death. You fighting each other and competing to survive and kill.
Yeah.
And so when you think about what people are doing in these areas, they're killing themselves. You know, sports, you're wrecking your body. Although I do love football and stuff, but
It's a gladiator.
when you think about it,
Yeah.
and then you look at what the industries promote and what sells, it's death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's spiritual death.
It's a deaf culture.
And so you're like, is that actually intentional? And that's why I'm like, should we really be wanting to get a BAFTA, get a this, get a that? Because you're basically celebrating what they've been doing
This
for
is the
many
thing,
years.
yeah, Jay. Yeah, it ties into the video that T was speaking about. Yeah, that video, right, basically highlights why Caucasian women are so dangerous, especially for a black man who is operating in a society that is against him and ruled by the conquerors. Because when you've got an OJ case, you ain't getting off. You ain't getting off. OJ's case was politics. You, black man that ain't got no money, no power, doing fuckery, you ain't getting off. So that white woman, once you give her life, what do you think she does with that life? How do you think it looks? Because this is what I'm saying, right? It's not about you. It's not as simple as, oh, as I've said, I love you. I want to be with you. I have a conscious or unconscious preference towards. It's politics. It's all politics. They don't ask you your age, name, gender, and race all the time for no reason. It's a part of the game. So when you make the conscious or unconscious decision to be with a white woman, you're trapping yourself because it's bigger than you. If she does cry wolf, it looks different. You know how there was King Kong, or was it King Kong or some kind of ape, and he had the white woman, the blonde,
King Kong, yeah.
the blonde white
White
woman. And what is that telling you?
Subconscious programming.
What's that telling you? Or just any kind of black man labeled. That white woman, they use her as purity. We know she's not pure, but this is why they had to change the spelling of white, W-H-I-T-E. This is why it's put as that and not W-I-G-H-T. Because W-I-G-H-T tells you what the real story is. W-H-I-T-E implies that she's pure. What does black imply? What's the messaging behind a black man? Thug, monster, killer, all this type of stuff. What does it look like when you put that with pure? Doesn't look good. So it can never look good, you going up, creating your art for the white man who wouldn't shit on you anyway.